service. So we're working on getting a link from our website where you can go to our website, get an accident report from the city of Morristown, and you do not have to come into the building. Finally, with regard to the police department, just wanted to acknowledge that we recently had a seized vehicle auction and grossed more than $40,000 in cash for equipment and vehicles we've been able to take away from the bad guys. So it's always nice to have them help fund the program. So all in all, I thought the police had a pretty good effort there in terms of bringing resources to the table, and I want to take a moment to commend them. A couple of bids of interest. We've already advertised for construction of the Witt sewer line. Those bids will be opened on the 21st. We have a pre-bid opening here coming up soon, but we are moving forward both to get that line upgraded and to meet the order laid down by federal court. A second bid of interest to council will be that we're on the street now seeking bids for banking services for the city, and we expect to get those back in this month as well. We're still working through numerous complaints about stormwater and drainage issues. We're trying to find where we can address those, and we're getting complaints that are, some of which are our problems, some of which are neighborhood problems and individual property owners' problems, but we're well over 30 at this time. We're working through trying to resolve what we can with small fixes and giving direction where we cannot, so we may be able to help people. Finally, in my report, South Cumberland paving, we should be able to see some work going on this week. We expect they will begin milling or grinding up the street sometime this week. The majority, if not all of that work, will be done at night so that it will not be disruptive with local businesses, and we will be making progress toward getting that street resurfaced. Hopefully there will be a deep sigh of relief here very shortly about driving down South Cumberland. That's all I have for today.
Thank you, Tony. We have no unfinished business, and on the board and commission appointments, we are postponing that until August for the members of the Morristown Hamlin Library Board. And there is no new business.
I'd like to bring up some on new business. I'd like to add to the agenda, discussing moving the meeting times to 5 o'clock. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
I second that motion.
Okay.
All right, so you're actually, what you want to do is add to the agenda?
Yes.
All right. Then what we'll need is a second for your motion. Can you have a second?
We'll need more than a simple majority vote on it, too.
That's right. It would require, if I'm not calculating
Yeah.
it right, it would require 3 of 4 votes, affirmative votes.
It'll require 3 or 4 votes to move the council meeting to 5 o'clock. Is that your
Yes.
Actually,
We gotta have-
that would be required just to get the item on the agenda.
Oh.
And then the council can discuss it. It would require, actually, if that's done, an ordinance change.
Okay, so we're gonna have 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get it on the agenda, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
No, you have to have-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd need 4, I'm sorry.
4
Yeah,
to get it
4.
on the agenda.
Right. Which-
All right. Call for the vote.
Councilmember Garrett.
Aye.
Councilmember Bivens.
Aye.
Councilmember LaBelle.
Aye.
Councilmember Center. Aye. Mayor Thomas.
Aye. All right, so we'll put that on the agenda next week.
Now
No,
we can consider the question. I guess the question would be appropriate to
Actually, we
amend
want it
the,
for the next meeting, correct?
No, I want to bring it now to go ahead and put it on the table and vote on
He's
it.
fixing to play it right
yeah,
I
I guess,
misunderstood your
Oh,
motion.
I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, but the motion then would be to amend the code of ordinances to change the meeting time from 4 to 5.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly.
And we can discuss it today, and if you want to vote on it the next time, I mean, council could decide that, or we can vote today. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we
up
can
to
either
council.
discuss.
Because it has to be done by an ordinance, so whatever we do, we'd have to bring it back to the next meeting.
It's not official
Yeah.
today, anyway. Just vote to move forward or discuss more, whatever.
I guess to elaborate, if it's an ordinance, it would require a second reading and a public hearing. So the motion would be to amend the code and set a hearing.
But that can be voted on today.
I believe that's correct.
To move forward.
So I make a motion that we amend the ordinances to move the meetings to 5 o'clock. Is that correct, Dan?
Right.
That would be it, all right. All right, and I need a second.
Second.
She already seconded.
No, I said you need to.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh, you seconded. we have a motion, second. All right,
Now we
any
want to talk
discussion?
about it. Is there
Call
a
for the
reason
vote.
for this? No,
Yeah,
I think
wait,
there's discussion.
Yeah, let me ask.
Oh, this is to set it here.
No, this is
It
to move
would be
forward.
first reading.
It's the first vote.
This is
Let
the,
me ask a question. Is it the right time? Tony, is it
Yes.
gonna cost
Yeah.
the city a lot of money, overtime pay, to change that time to
Salary.
45?
Anybody on staff here get overtime?
I get called.
We're gonna send her home.
I don't get overtime, I get called.
We're gonna change meeting place.
But in generally, no, we do provide for senior staff members to get a certain number of hours of time off for attending meetings, but I don't think it's a significant cost, in fact.
Okay, be no cost to the taxpayer then.
And I don't think it was addressed to the reason for this. The reason is so some other people
Right.
may be able to come to the council.
Yes.
Yeah, that should be brought up in discussion, I think, too.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
What was your reasoning for this?
Right.
So more people could attend the meeting. I've heard a lot of people say that they'd like the meeting to be moved back some, so,
5 o'clock quitting time for a lot of people.
yeah.
I think we've talked about this before, but it has been at a later hour. 5 o'clock may be something that, you know, this council can buy into versus the 7 o'clock. I think it was 7 o'clock before that was offered as a possible time. And there is a ceiling on or a cap on the number of hours that senior staff can earn, correct?
Yes, it's management leave is capped at 40 hours a year,
So if we go beyond that, we just have very dedicated individuals.
entire.
Entire.
Okay.
Yes.
And that would make us keep these meetings short.
Oh, that's an optimistic. That is optimistic, okay. So at this point, what we're going to do is we have a motion, we have a second, all right? And now we are finished with our discussion.
And that is to amend the existing ordinance by moving the meeting from 4 PM to 5 PM.
Right, that's correct.
This would be the first vote on that ordinance, Jim.
And you want to, at this time, we're assuming it'll be on the July 17th, what, 19th? 19th meeting,
That we will have
first reading.
yeah, first reading. Is that right?
Yeah, they can vote on it now.
It's your choice. The council could vote on actually passing on first reading the amendment today. If you would rather have the other members here, you can have it put on the agenda for first reading next meeting, and then there would be a public hearing before the second final reading.
Okay, in our discussion, at this point in our discussion, I think it would not be fair to change meeting times without having total council present. So my thought would be that we need to wait until they're two here, although I don't see any problem. They still should have the ability to vote. on
Yeah,
the
that's
motion.
why I feel that we'll have the ability, because we have to bring it up for a public hearing
Yeah.
in the second reading. So my motion is still to pass it on
Right,
first reading.
Then they get their choice.
Yeah.
and they can decide.
It would be first reading today.
Right.
Yeah, so I agree, first reading today. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second, any more discussion? All right, call for the vote.
Councilmember Garrett,
Aye.
Councilmember Vivens,
Aye.
Councilmember LaBelle,
Aye.
Councilmember Center. Aye. Mayor Thomas.
Aye. That's good, I think it's a good move, Paul, to get more people here. Thank you for the warning. Okay. All right, that's new business. Any other new business?
Mayor, I'd just like to dovetail on what you were talking about South Cumberland and what Tony's talking about paving. If you haven't driven out there lately, if you will look at, and I think Chris Cutshaw just left, I was going to give him a plug for the Corner Cafe, going down on the left side of Cumberland, they've given themselves a facelift. And Bob, I think that would be worthy of a picture and, you know, an article on what's happening. And if we could encourage our pavers to move over and pave in front of their buildings while they're doing that, I think that would be awesome.
That would, I think that's an area of town that we are addressing, and it's good to see improvements coming along, and I would like to encourage
The other side.
those owners to make that more pleasant to drive by.
Yeah.
If there's no more new business, we will adjourn, and we will move right into work session.